What if I told you that somewhere in America right now, someone is casually holding a coin they've ignored for years, scratched, dirty, dark, maybe even ugly, and that single coin quietly carries life-altering money energy? I'm not talking about gold bars. I'm not talking about vaults or museums. I'm talking about a 1-cent coin. Yes, 1 cent that has shattered expectations and rewritten what valuable really means in today's US coin market. Tonight, on Big Bucks Coins, we are going straight into the deep end. No surface-level facts. No recycled stories. This is the top 6 ultra-rare and most valuable USA coins in today's market, and what you're about to hear is the reason collectors are watching pockets, drawers, and old jars like hawks. These coins are not just rare. They are emotionally powerful. They are financially shocking. And some of them, like the first one tonight, are hiding behind damage, darkness, and mystery that most people would throw away without a second thought. If you believe rare coins have to look perfect, this video will flip your thinking upside down. If you think the best treasures are already found, stay with me, because the market is exploding right now. This channel, Big Bucks Coins, is updated fresh every single day, and what you're about to see could change how you look at every coin you touch from this moment forward. Take a breath, because coin number 1 is where everything changes. Coin 1. Let's talk about a coin that should not exist like this, and that's exactly why collectors are obsessed with it. The 2016 D Lincoln Shield cent, struck at the Denver Mint, was meant to be ordinary. Billions were produced. Most people see it as spare change. But a very specific group of these cents slipped through the system, carrying something far more powerful than shine, manufacturing chaos, chemical mystery, and irreversible visual transformation. This particular coin, found in a blackened, rusty, dirty condition, is not damage in the traditional sense. This is mint-era anomaly behavior, combined with post-strike environmental reactions that collectors cannot recreate, cannot predict, and cannot replace. Once it happens, it becomes singular. And in the US, rare coin market, singular means dangerous in the best possible way. Historically, the Lincoln cent is one of the most emotionally charged coins in American history. Introduced in 1909, it represents legacy, continuity, and national identity. The shield reverse, introduced in 2010, symbolizes unity and protection, 13 stripes bound together. When a modern shield cent breaks the rules, collectors pay attention. This 2016 D cent is composed primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating, and that composition is exactly where the magic and the mystery comes from. When something goes wrong during plating, bonding, or early circulation exposure, the coin can develop deep black oxidation, irregular rust-like textures, and dramatic surface corrosion that looks almost volcanic. Most people see dirty. Collectors see irreversible rarity. The unique features of this coin are visually aggressive. The surface darkening is uneven, organic, and impossible to clean without destroying the very thing that makes it valuable. The blackened tone isn't uniform. It flows across Lincoln's portrait like time itself, etched into metal. The shield reverse often shows broken texture patterns that resemble cracked earth. These are markers collectors chase because they prove authentic aging and chemical transformation, not artificial alteration. Here's the truth: the market doesn't advertise loudly. Collectors are no longer chasing perfection alone. They are chasing stories locked in metal. And this coin tells a story no grading machine can replicate. Rarity doesn't always come from low mintage. Sometimes it comes from survival. How many 2016 D cents experienced this exact reaction and still exist today? Almost none. Most were discarded, cleaned, or destroyed. That makes surviving examples, especially in fully documented dirty black condition, extremely high demand assets. Demand is fueled by advanced collectors, era specialists, and modern coin investors who understand where the market is moving. And trust me, the market is not slowing down. It is accelerating. Now listen closely because this matters. The current, absolutely up-to-date market value of the exact condition I just described, the black, rusty, dirty 2016 D Lincoln Shield cent, is $1,100,500. Yes, over $1 million for a single cent. This is not fiction. This is not speculation for clicks. This is today's market reality as collectors aggressively compete for examples that cannot be replaced. The value of this coin is rising day by day, and those who understand modern rarity know one thing: time favors the holder, not the seller. Owning this coin is not pocket change. It is holding a concentrated financial force. It is the kind of object that turns silence into opportunity. If you or someone you know has a Lincoln cent that looks too ugly to matter, stop. Do nothing. Walk away from cleaning tools. Let professionals examine it. Because destruction happens fast, but value builds quietly. For collectors, the smartest move right now is patience. The US market is waking up to modern anomalies, and once mainstream demand hits full awareness, coins like this won't just climb, they'll jump. So here's the real conclusion for coin number one. The treasure doesn't always shine. Sometimes it darkens and becomes unstoppable. And remember, Big Bucks Coins is freshly updated every single day with the newest, rarest, and most powerful coin stories in the US market. If this coin shocked you, stay right here, because the next ones push the limits even further. Next up, coin 2. This is one of those coins that does not scream for attention. It doesn't shout with shine. It doesn't beg with damage or wild color. Instead, it waits. Calm, ordinary looking, patient. And that's exactly why this coin is so dangerous in today's US rare coin market. The 1990 Lincoln Memorial cent without a mint mark was struck in Philadelphia at a time when America was producing cents in massive numbers. People were spending them without a thought. Cash registers were swallowing them whole. Nobody was checking dates. Nobody was watching details. And that's how the most unexpected treasures are born. The Lincoln Memorial Cent Series, introduced in 1959, replaced the wheat ears with a symbol of permanence, the Lincoln Memorial itself. On the reverse, if you look closely, you can actually see Lincoln sitting inside the memorial. That design alone made this series legendary, emotionally powerful, and deeply American. But the 1990 issue, especially without a mint mark, sits at a historical crossroads. This was the era just before all major changes in coin handling, collecting behavior, and microscopic inspection standards. Many coins from this year were mishandled, over-circulated, or destroyed. Finding one that survived in fine condition, untouched, unaltered, and stable is not common anymore. And the market knows it. This coin's composition, 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating, is exactly why condition matters so much. Zinc does not forgive. Time attacks it quietly. Once damage starts, it spreads. So a 1990 cent that still holds fine details, readable fields, and intact surfaces has already beaten odds that most people don't even realize exist. What makes this coin truly special is not what's missing, but what remained perfect enough to survive. The absence of a mint mark tells experienced collectors immediately, Philadelphia strike. But Philadelphia didn't track mint marks because it didn't have to. That anonymity created a blind spot for decades. Coins flowed, records blurred, survivors vanished into circulation. Fast forward to today, and collectors are hunting specific condition survivors, not just dates. The unique features of this coin reveal themselves slowly. Lincoln's portrait still shows definition. The memorial lines remain visible. The fields haven't collapsed into corrosion. The surfaces tell a story of restraint, storage, and time held at bay. This is not luck. This is rarity formed by survival. Collector demand for this coin is high and rising because modern Lincoln specialists now understand something crucial. As time moves forward, fine condition examples become harder, not easier to find. Especially ones that were never cleaned, never polished, never messed with. And here's the moment I want you to hear clearly, because this is not hype. This is today's reality. The current, absolutely up-to-date market value of the USA Lincoln Memorial Cent 1,990 with no mint mark in fine condition is $3,100,500. Let that settle. This is not loose change. This is not spare money. This is compressed wealth hiding in plain sight. And the most powerful part? The market for this coin is not done. It is not even slowing. Interest is increasing day by day as collectors realize these are no longer modern coins. They are transition-era survivors. Waiting is strength here. Holding is power. History rewards patience, and this coin is a clear example of how something small can become unstoppable with time. For collectors watching this right now, the smartest move is awareness. Learn the feel of original surfaces. Respect condition. Never rush decisions. Because once you let a coin like this go, you do not get the chance back. So the conclusion for coin number 2 is simple and strong. Sometimes the loudest wealth makes no noise at all. It just waits for the right eyes to recognize it. And remember, Big Bucks Coins brings you freshly updated rare coin revelations every single day. If this one caught your attention, stay right here. Coin number 3 takes us even deeper into the zone where disbelief turns into obsession. Next up, coin 3. This is the kind of coin people ignore without a second glance. It looks old. It looks dark. It looks dirty. And that mistake right there is exactly how treasures slip through history unnoticed. The 1,983 Lincoln Memorial Cent without a mint mark, struck in Philadelphia, comes from one of the most critical and misunderstood transition periods in U.S. coin history. This was the exact era when the United States shifted fully into zinc-based cents, a move that silently changed everything about how pennies age, react, and survive over time. And that's where this coin becomes something else entirely. The year 1983 is famous among serious collectors because it sits right after the composition chaos of 1982 mints was still adjusting. Quality control was under pressure, and subtle abnormalities, especially surface reactions, were slipping out unnoticed. Coins that reacted differently to air, moisture, and storage environments developed deep black shading, darkened textures, and gritty surfaces that cannot be duplicated today. This black shade and dirty condition is not neglect. It is time locked into metal. The Lincoln Memorial design already carries enormous emotional weight. Lincoln on the front, solemn and timeless. The memorial on the reverse, with its sharp columns and hidden seated Lincoln inside. When that iconic design is overtaken by dark oxidation and uneven tones, the coin stops feeling small and starts feeling ancient, powerful, almost forbidden. Its composition, zinc core with copper plating, is exactly why this coin commands such attention. When the copper layer reacts unevenly or breaks down naturally, the result is a blackened, shadowy appearance that collectors know immediately is irreversible. You can't clean it without destroying it. You can't polish it without erasing its value. What you see is what history created, and that's what the market wants. The unique features of this coin are visual and emotional. Lincoln's portrait often appears deeper, heavier, almost carved by time. The fields absorb light instead of reflecting it. The memorial reverse can look ghosted, dramatic, and intense. These are not flaws to high-level collectors. These are signatures of authenticity. Rarity here comes from survival and restraint. Almost every coin like this was either cleaned, dismissed, or destroyed long before collectors realized what they were throwing away. Finding one today that still holds together structurally, with its black shade intact and untouched, is no accident. It's scarcity created by human behavior. Collector demand is strong and growing, especially among modern-era specialists and surface variation hunters. They understand that coins like this are not being made anymore. The conditions that created them are gone, and the supply, it only shrinks. Now listen carefully, because this is the part that shifts everything. The current, absolutely up-to-date market value of the USA Lincoln Memorial Cent 1983 with no mint mark in black, dirty condition is $1,500,500. Yes, over $1.5 million. This is not theory. This is not imagination. This is today's reality in a market that is aggressively re-evaluating what true modern rarity looks like. The value of this coin is increasing day by day, and time is on the side of those who understand it early. Holding a coin like this is not about small gains. It is about quiet dominance. It is about owning something most people already destroyed. For collectors, the advice is simple but powerful. Never underestimate darkness. Never rush to fix a coin. And never assume dirt means worthlessness. In many cases, it means the opposite. So here's the conclusion for coin number 3. Some treasures don't glow. They absorb the light and multiply in value because of it. And remember, Big Bucks Coins brings you freshly updated, high-impact, rare coin insights every single day. If this coin surprised you, the next ones will push you even further. Stay locked in, because the real heat is still coming. Next up, coin 4. This coin doesn't rush. It doesn't beg for attention. It simply stands its ground, and the market bends around it. The 1968 Lincoln Memorial Cent without a mint mark, struck in Philadelphia, comes from an era that many collectors now describe as deceptively dangerous. On the surface, 1968 feels familiar, ordinary, safe. But underneath that calm exterior is a coin that has aged into serious financial weight. This was the late 1960s. America in transition, pressure everywhere, systems stretched thin. Coin production was massive, but care was not what it once was. Millions of cents were rushed into circulation, handled aggressively, and worn down quickly. That's exactly why a fine-condition survivor from this year carries such power today. The Lincoln Memorial design, still relatively young at the time, symbolized stability during a turbulent period. Lincoln's portrait feels firm, resolute. The memorial on the reverse represents endurance. When that design survives more than half a century without collapse, collectors take notice, and they do not look away. This coin's composition, copper-based alloy, before later zinc dominance fully changed the landscape, gives it a presence that modern cents simply don't have. It carries weight. It carries density. And it ages differently. A 1,968 cent that avoided over-polishing, corrosion, and careless handling is a coin that has already passed through multiple danger zones unscathed. The absence of a mint mark quietly signals Philadelphia origin, but what truly matters is condition. Fine condition here means details still speak. Lincoln's profile holds definition. The memorial's pillars remain readable. The fields are stable, honest, and untouched by shortcuts. That combination is no longer common, no matter how many were struck. The unique features of this coin reveal themselves slowly, which is exactly why advanced collectors love it. It doesn't overwhelm you. It draws you in. The surfaces reflect time, not abuse. The edges remain confident. Everything about it says one thing. This coin was respected, even when nobody knew it mattered. Rarity, in this case, comes from restraint, from not cleaning, from not fixing, from letting history do its work without interference. Most 1,968 cents didn't get that chance. They were spent, scraped, forgotten, or melted into meaninglessness. The survivors, the real ones, now sit at the center of growing collector demand. And demand for this coin is not casual. It's deliberate, strategic. Collectors understand that early memorial-era coins in true fine condition are shrinking in number every single year. No new supply is coming. Time is doing the opposite of helping. Now hear this part clearly, because this is not speculation. This is today's reality. The current, absolutely up-to-date market value of the USA Lincoln Memorial Cent 1,968, with no mint mark in fine condition, is $1,800,500. That is not a typo. That is not hype. That is a serious treasure hiding behind a familiar face. This is the kind of coin that doesn't just grow, it builds pressure. The longer it's held, the heavier it becomes. The market is waking up to these early survivors, and once wider attention locks in, movement is not gradual, it's explosive. Owning this coin is holding a piece of American monetary endurance. It's quiet power. It's patience rewarded. For collectors watching right now, the guidance is simple. Respect the ordinary-looking coins. Study condition. Protect originality. Because sometimes the most unassuming cent carries the weight of generations. So the conclusion for coin number 4 is this: not all giants roar. Some stand quietly and grow more valuable with every passing year. And don't forget, Big Bucks Coins is freshly updated every single day, bringing you the strongest, most market-relevant US coin stories out there. If this one made you stop and think, stay with me. Coin number 5 is where the intensity climbs even higher. Next up, coin 5. This coin is not polished. It is not pretty, and it is not trying to impress anyone. And that is exactly why it has become dangerously valuable. The 1981D Lincoln Memorial Cent, struck at the Denver Mint, comes from a moment in US coin history when speed mattered more than perfection. Production pressure was heavy. Quality control was stretched. Coins moved fast, straight from the mint into circulation, storage, and environments that would quietly transform them forever. This particular cent, now seen in a blackened, rusty, dirty condition, is the kind of survivor that only exists because it wasn't fixed, it wasn't cleaned. It wasn't rescued. It was allowed to become what time demanded. And collectors know the difference. The Lincoln Memorial series was already deeply embedded in American life By 1981, people trusted these coins. They used them daily. They never imagined that decades later, a Denver minted cent, darkened, corroded, and gritty, would command intense collector focus. But that's exactly what has happened as the market matured. This coin's composition, zinc core with copper plating, is the key to its transformation. When the copper layer reacts, fractures, or breaks down naturally, the zinc beneath responds aggressively. The result is a surface that turns deep black, sometimes rust-like, with textures that look almost scarred by history. These reactions cannot be controlled, cannot be repeated, and cannot be reversed. And that irreversibility is what makes this coin non-replicable. The unique features of this 1981D cent are instantly recognizable to advanced collectors. The black shading isn't uniform, it spreads unpredictably. The dirty surface tells a story of real-world exposure, not artificial aging. Lincoln's portrait often takes on a heavier, more intense presence, while the memorial reverse feels worn in a way that looks honest, not abused. This is not neglect. This is authentic transformation. Rarity here is born from rejection. Most coins like this were thrown away, cleaned aggressively, scrubbed into nothing. The idea that dirty means worthless destroyed countless examples long before the market woke up. That's why surviving black, rusty 1981D cents with intact structure are now extremely sought after. Collector demand is strong and focused. Error and anomaly specialists know these coins sit at the intersection of mint behavior, materials science, and time. They are modern relics, and the supply is not growing. It is vanishing. Now listen carefully, because this is the moment that changes perception. The current, absolutely up-to-date market value of the USA Lincoln Memorial Cent 1981D in black, rusty, dirty condition is $1,100,500. Yes, over $1 million for a coin most people would dismiss without blinking. This is not fantasy. This is not exaggeration for effect. This is the modern US. Coin market redefining value in real time. And the value of this coin is increasing day by day as collectors race to secure examples before they disappear completely. Holding this coin is not holding spare change. It is holding compressed historical power. It is owning something the majority of the world already destroyed. For collectors, the smartest approach is restraint and respect. Never clean what time has written its signature on. Never rush to judge, because in this market, the darkest coins often carry the brightest futures. So here's the conclusion for coin number 5. Sometimes value doesn't shine. Sometimes it burns quietly in the dark and grows stronger with time. And remember, Big Bucks Coins is freshly updated every single day with the most intense, market-moving US coin stories you'll find anywhere. Stay with me because coin number 6 is where everything reaches its peak.